In one or two sentences, if you had to give one piece of advice to someone to improve their board reporting tomorrow, what would that be? And would it be, I'm going to add on an additional question to the end of that. And would it be different to someone that is new to it, to someone that is more experienced at it?
One of the things that I've tried to do more, and I suppose this is because I've got more experience, is, and this is going to sound like quite an obvious thing to do, but rather than having really text-heavy executive summaries, how can you use visuals just to really land the point? And as an example, a few weeks ago, I was having to try and present some information which was effectively showing how we were moving from a large number of risks down to a much smaller number of risks that were going to be in focus. And there's a tendency you could go down a bullet point route of kind of in, out. But what I actually ended up doing was developing a bit of a flow chart that showed how we'd moved from here down to here, obviously with the sort of descriptions on. And when I look at that now, I think you just look at it and you see straight away what the point is that I'm trying to land. So obviously you won't always be able to use visuals. I know you're going to have a report just full of visuals, but sometimes when you're trying to represent something in words, just stand back and think, actually, is there another way of doing this? Is there a way that I can just capture what I'm trying to say in something that's going to land more by looking at it as opposed to reading through it? And I do think actually that advice, I think probably is applicable to someone who's just starting to write a report as much as it is to people who, well, I've written more than I could probably remember. And actually, when I stand back and look at some of those reports where we have managed to make things a bit more visual, they're shorter for a start, and I think they're just more enjoyable to look at and read because it's just a bit of it's engaging. So I'm personally still trying to do more of that and just move away from long lists of bullets or large blocks of texts.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you, Louise. Dan, over to you.
I was going to say, I think that's a fantastic piece of advice. The shorter the report, the better is, because it should just put what you want from it, and making sure the reporting generates the discussion. Because if it's not generating the discussion, it's not having the impact that you want it to. And I think that's where the length of the report comes into. If someone opens a board pack and they've got 50 pages to read through, it's going to get less engagement because they know they've got to go slide 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if they know they've got 4 or 5, I'm not saying that pack should be 4 or 5 pages long, but if it's a much shorter report, then you can focus on the data that's in there and really discuss them. But I think my final point would be make sure your opinions in your report. Board members, committee members, they don't just want the data, they want your opinion in there, and make sure you know what your objective is with that reporting and what the objective of the recipients are as well. So unless you know that, you're likely to miss the mark until you've gone through at least a couple of iterations.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. Thank you. Okay, well, both of you, thank you very much for today and sharing your insights and telling your stories with us. To sum up our conversation, I think we can take away that it's more than data, this reporting side of stuff. It's about the stories that you tell and trying to get your point across and sharing that opinion. And in order to do that, it means more thoughtful metric design, alignment to business objectives and risk appetite, and bringing those narratives to life to help inform those decisions for the leadership and the execs in those committees. So once again, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you to everyone who watches this now and in the future. If you'd like to explore the topic further or have more discussions about it, then feel free to reach out to any of us or post a message within our community. I'm sure the community members have stuff to say about this too. So thanks again. Join us soon.